Hey everyone, Mike here. Thanks for tuning in. Today I'm diving into a cool project where I got the rare chance to roll out synthetic monitoring on a real world use case. Not something we get to talk about openly every day. This one's packed with insight, so stick around and let's get into it. Before we dive into details, here's a quick look at our agenda. First, we'll start with a quick refresher on synthetics to get everyone on the same page. Then I'll share some details about a unique opportunity we had with the Cisco store and what we aim to accomplish. From there, we'll cut the small talk and get hands on with the product to see how we implemented it all, and then finally wrap things up with some key takeaways. Alright, so let's kick things off with a quick synthetics refresher. Here are a few QR codes linking to some awesome blogs and videos my teammates created. These cover the essentials, like an intro to synthetics and how to leverage Chrome to create recordings of web interactions and quickly import those into Splunk Observability Cloud. And last but not least, we've got a few extras, including a blog that I wrote packed with pro tips on synthetics, some of which I'll dive in today. So go ahead, hit pause, explore these gems, and then jump back here with me. All right, let's talk about why synthetic testing is such a game changer. We're talking about benefits like high confidence alerts, internal and external observability, active traffic generation, the list goes on. And as someone who's been in the observability trenches, my favorite perk are those high confidence alerts. When synthetics are dialed in right, these alerts become your best friends, giving you reliable signals that matter. That means that when one fires, it's go time, real impact for real users. Now let's dive into the Cisco store and the unique opportunity we had there. For those who may not be familiar, the Cisco store is a one-stop shop for all things Cisco merch. It's a multi-channel setup, pulling in about $3 million a year through physical stores, an online store, and even some travel locations. Some of those physical spots feature the Cisco Tech Lab, where customers can get hands-on with Cisco technology in an interactive way. So why not take it up a notch and get some Splunk Observability Cloud into the mix? Let's dig in a little deeper into the online store side of things. This e-commerce platform at merchandise.cisco.com pulls in about 1.7 million site visitors a year with around 18,000 orders rolling in annually. It's tailored for different regions, giving users a localized experience, and it's optimized for both mobile and desktop utilization. Plus, it's got a rewards program that's been a hit with customers and Cisconians alike. When we sat down with the Cisco Store business team, we pinpointed 4 key monitoring requirements for the store, similar to many other e-commerce solutions. Number 1, timely availability monitoring. Number 2, localized website monitoring. 3, platform health monitoring. And number 4, my fave, customer journey monitoring. One last thing before we dive in, wanted to share some pro tips I recently wrote a blog on and I'll reference throughout the config walkthrough. In short, keep your tests simplified, validated, keep them organized, and ensure you're ready to act. For more details, be sure to check out the link. All right, enough slideware. Let's jump into the product and see these synthetics in action. I'll walk you through how we set up everything and tackled each one of those key requirements. Let's get into it. So first things first, let's cruise on over to Splunk Observability Cloud and launch synthetics. Now we're going to set a filter for the test types of type browser. Go ahead and look for a frequency of 1 minute since we're looking for that timely availability requirement. We've got 3 transactions defined here. Let's go ahead and edit the USA one. In this transaction config, you can see we've got a spot for its name, some metadata through custom properties we'll use later. Single step pointing to merchandise.cisco.com. Other key details like the location it's going to run from, the device type we're emulating, the frequency, and more importantly, quick link to this detector. Let's take a minute and check it out. We can see that there's a static threshold to alert us anytime uptime goes below 90% 3 times independent of the location. Down below, we can see things like the configured severity and anyone that we might be sending alerts to. You may have recalled that one of our requirements was localized website monitoring, which included understanding the website's health from strategic locations within the region. For the sake of time, I've included reference screenshots from the European and Asia Pac transaction. As you can see, each test location uses different locations to execute the test. Leveraging regional specific locations allows us to test the localized version of the website from where typical customers would interact with it. Here's a quick reference of those regional URLs we're leveraging depending on which region of the website we're checking. Now, as our business evolves, so will the locations in which we expect our customers to interact with our website. Thankfully, Observability Cloud makes this super easy, allowing us to choose from upwards of 60 and growing locations. In this case, we'll choose Ohio. And with a quick save, within a couple minutes, this test will now begin running from that new location. As I said earlier, Customer journey monitoring is one of my favorites. Let's add another filter to filter out the tests we're looking for. This time we'll leverage those custom properties we made reference to earlier. Let's take a look at the rewards application component and only review the European test. We can see we have two transactions defined, one for the desktop and another for the mobile. Let's go ahead and check out this desktop rewards test. Now, unlike our quick availability monitor we reviewed earlier, we can see that this one has 8 steps defined. Let's take a look. Okay, we can see that the transactions were defined into logically separated tests. Cool. We're navigating to the home page, navigating to rewards, and then performing some type of sign up. In the first transaction, you can see we're executing some custom JavaScripts. In the rewards transaction, we're performing a few clicks, and in the final step, there's one more click followed by a best practice assertion validating that content is rendered as expected. Let's go ahead and close that out and go take a look at what the output of this test configuration looks like. Instead of looking at the configuration this time, we'll drive down into the test results. Once the test overview dashboard loads, we'll drive down into a specific run. Once the run results page renders, we're able to see a variety of things, including a film strip of the transaction run history. We can see early on in the transaction we experienced a pop-up, which is where that JavaScript was interacting that we saw earlier. Scrolling to the right in the run a little bit, we can see that that pop-up is no longer present. As defined by our test configuration, the run has been separated into logical transactions of home, rewards, and sign up, allowing for easy filtering of the waterfall below. We can quickly expand any object in the waterfall to see critical information such as request and response headers, HTTP status codes, the method used, and even things like size and timing metrics. Similar to business transactions, pages observed throughout the run may be used as filters as well, allowing you to quickly filter the waterfall and the film strip to the context of the page. Additionally, filtering by a specific page exposes page-specific metrics such as web vitals, performance timings, and the ability to drive directly into Splunk Observability Cloud's Real User Monitoring, or RUM, so that you can quickly compare your synthetic transaction runtimes to actual real users. So that about wraps things up, but I do want to talk through a couple quick next steps that we're looking to do. We were able to achieve quite a bit in a short period of time, but to make these transactions even better, we believe that we can create a service account so that we're able to complete the authentication process, validating that rewards experience, complete the implementation of Splunk APM and some additional infrastructure monitoring, and then incorporate some additional workflows into the testing strategy, such as searching for a product. Finally, I'd like to wrap up by first and foremost saying thank you for your time today. Secondarily, if you're not familiar with Splunk Observability Cloud, today's the day. Start your 14-day Splunk Observability trial. If you'd like to learn more, check out our synthetic solution, and then ultimately follow some of the great content me and my teammates are putting together on YouTube. And as always, stay Splunky, my friends.